Hello students, today's topic is infertility. The couples unable to produce children in spite of unprotected sex is due to infertility. The problems of infertility may be in male or female. The reason of infertility may be physical, congenital, diseases, drugs, immunological, or even psychological. Usually, females are blamed in India for this purpose. Specialized healthcare units like infertility clinics are there to diagnose and give corrective treatment to have child. When treatments are not enough, couples are assisted with techniques called assisted reproductive technologies or ART. The infertility cases are due to male. 30% of the infertility cases are due to male. 30% of it is due to female. 10% is due to combined. 25% is due to unexplained reasons, and 5% is due to the other reasons. Here are the four causes of infertility. First one is due to poor sperm production, which may be due to the damage to the germ cells which are making the sperms. Poor egg production, which occurs because of the pituitary gland that releases the gonadotropin hormone responsible for the stimulation of the egg. And this if this pituitary gland fail to stimulate the egg, then there will be poor egg production. Blockage between the sperm and the egg. When the mucus released by the cervix, the cervical mucus is so thick, then in that case the sperm entry in the uterus region is being restricted. Hostile response to the sperm. Sometimes the women produces antibodies that react against the sperm being received. So these are the few causes of infertility. The techniques adopted in order to get rid of infertility is known as assisted reproductive technology. And under assisted reproductive technology, the medical technique is being practiced to allow the women to conceive. In assisted reproductive technology, the women eggs are being removed from their ovary and the sperm is being removed from the male, and they are allowed to meet in the laboratory, in the test tube, the artificial medium, and then the embryo is being transferred into the women's uterus. Excess embryo can be cryopreserved. The steps involved in this art program is as follows. Firstly, the medical assessment of treatment is done. Then commencement for ovarian stimulation is being done. Then ultrasound scan is done. Egg is then retrieved from the female and the semen is collected from the male. They are allowed to meet in the test tube, in the culture medium. Then the embryo is transferred into the female uterus and then the pregnancy test is being conducted. The various methods being adopted under this art technique or assisted reproductive technology are as follows. First one is in vitro fertilization and embryo transfer. Another one is gamete intrafallopian transfer. Third one is intracytoplasmic sperm injection. Fourth one is artificial insemination, and the fifth one is intrauterine insemination. We'll start with in vitro fertilization. In vitro fertilization, also known as test tube baby, as the fertilization takes place outside the female's body and the embryo is then transferred into the female uterus. The female is induced to produce multiple eggs or ovum. The egg is then collected from the female and the sperm from the male. Then they are incubated in the culture medium, and the fertilization continues and forms zygote. It is then transferred to the uterus of the wife, and then the implantation continues and the pregnancy continues. There are two types of in vitro. Uh, After this in vitro fertilization, there are two types of embryo transfer. Firstly, if the embryo or the zygote is transferred when it is 8 blastomere, it is of 8 blastomere stage, then they're transferred into the fallopian tube. So that is known as zygote intrafallopian transfer. If the zygote prepared is being transferred in 8 blastomere stage into the fallopian tube, it is known as zygote intrafallopian transfer. And if the embryo is transferred at the 32 cell stage to the uterus, then it is known as intrauterine transfer. So, in vitro fertilization is again of two types on the basis of the embryo transfer taking place at various stages. If the zygote transfer is taking place at the 8 blastomere stage, it is known as ZIFT, and if it is taking place at 32 cell stage, then it is known as IUT, intrauterine transfer. Is a technique of in vitro fertilization being shown here. The women is given hormone treatments to stimulate egg production. More and more eggs are being produced. Now the multiple eggs are taken from the women's ovary. Now in the lab, these eggs are mixed with the man's sperm cells in the culture dish to become fertilized. The fertilized eggs or embryos are now placed in the incubator for about 48 hours. Then the embryo are transplanted. Yeah, these are being implanted into the women's uterus or into the fallopian tube for the further implantation, and the excess of the embryos can be cryopreserved. The significance of in vitro fertilization is that it is a boon to infertile mother and the men with oligospermia. It is a condition in which the man is not able to produce excess of sperm. The sperm count is very less, so it is very useful for the men with this oligospermia condition. Embryos can be frozen and used for future also. Another technique under the art is under the assisted reproductive technology is gift or gamete intrafallopian transfer. In this, ovum is collected from the donor and transferred into the female who cannot produce one, but suitable environment is provided for the fertilization. The washed sperms and the ova are transferred to the ampulla of the female with the help of laparoscope. You can see here in the diagram, the sperm and the ova are being transferred into the female fallopian tube ampulla region where the fertilization takes place and later on the cleavage occurs. It is very useful when the fimbriae fail to capture the ovum and the females having sperm antibodies in their cervical secretion. The third technique is intracytoplasmic sperm injection. In this case, the egg is being removed from the female's body and from the female ovary, and now they are being taken from the and now they are injected with the injection needle which is containing the male's sperm. A needle is used to go through the wall of the egg and the sperm is introduced in the cytoplasm of the egg. Now the fertilization has taken place, and after the division occurs, the embryo is being formed, which is transferred into the women's uterus now. So this technique is known as intracytoplasmic sperm injection. Next is artificial insemination. In this case, the male partner is not able to is unable to inseminate the female due to the condition known as oligospermia, in which very low sperm count is there. In such case, the semen from the male partner is collected, and then they are concentrated and they are introduced into the female vagina or the uterus of the female. This condition is known as intrauterine insemination. This technique is not possible for the female with damaged uterine wall, and it requires high precision, specialized professional and expensive instrumentation. It also raises several ethical, emotional, religious and moral issues in the society. Intrauterine insemination, in which the seminal fluid is prepared in the laboratory and then they are injected inside the uterus after the ovaries are stimulated to produce more eggs. This method is quite useful when there is deficiency in number of sperms and in cases of negative postcoital test. The process of amniocentesis. This is a prenatal diagnostic test in which small amount of amniotic fluid is being removed uh, from the female's uterus region, and it helps us to determine the genetic abnormality in the fetus, if any. So the main aim of amniocentesis is to determine the sex of the child. It helps us to diagnose the abnormalities in the child. It also helps us to diagnose the genetic condition like sickle cell anemia in the child, the growing fetus. This is how amniocentesis procedure takes place. An ultrasound transducer is always there to figure out the movement of the child, and the needle is being inserted to remove the amniotic fluid, but the movement of fetus is being taken care of so that the needle is not damaging the growing fetus.